You slept with my friend? You cheated on me? You don't wash your booty hole? Friends, we got some fun stories for you today. Howdy, hi, friends. Welcome back to my channel. Let's like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's jump into these stories. Let's start with the elephant in the room, okay? The down on Skid Row. Leaving Skid Row on my bed, all right? This is... I opened it. I saw one line and I said, I'm doing this story. Okay, it says, It's serious. I, 26-year-old female, can't believe I saw this after giving my boyfriend a BJ, 35-year-old male. He's 35. Keep it in mind. Do I say something? Well, what did she see? Let's find out, friends. Okay, so this is kind of embarrassing, but I really need some advice. Girl, it's not as embarrassing for you. Last night, I gave my boyfriend a BJ. Everything was fine, but when he stood up afterwards, I noticed a skid mark on my bed sheet. I was in genuine shock and did not want him to be embarrassed, so I quickly threw a blanket over it and washed it as soon as he left. You know what I said, what is this? What is this? Tyler! No, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. And I get like, oh, maybe like one time does not make a pattern. But you know, that's kind of crazy. And he's your boyfriend. I could understand if it was like, oh my God, early dating. What if it was just an accident? What he doesn't know? Maybe he's balloting. Like, it's your boyfriend. You got to find out sooner rather than later. Because I have a theory. Now I just can't stop thinking about it. And it has put me off of being intimate with him, as all I can think about is that, which is why you should probably talk about it, right? Because it could just be I had a small fart and I felt like something came out, but I wasn't sure. Oh man. Or it could be whatever, which there's two, right? The first one, you can work with that. You can work with that one, okay? He is not a dirty person and and don't really have a problem with his hygiene. But this is just mind-blowing to me as he is 35. I agree. Because even if I felt like I shat a little bit, I'd do something where I'd do a little check and then be like, hey, go away real quick. I would do something if I felt like I shat on my partner's bed. Do I say something to him or just pretend it didn't happen? Well, pretending it didn't happen is clearly not working for you, sis. Has this literally ever happened to anyone else? I mean, you weren't doing backwards actions. We'll just say that. Keep it friendly for YouTube, right? This was just a BJ. There's no reason I can think of how that should have happened. My theory is, before we get to the comments, is that he may or may not be one of those guys who thinks it's gay to wash their butt, which I know it sounds ridiculous. Why? You wash every other part you better wash every other part of your body. Some of y'all nasty. Why would you not wash that? I mean, in other countries like the bidets, like, oh no, I can't. I said, wet it up. Get it clean. Get it clean. It doesn't matter if someone's in there or not. You can leave a stench. Or you do something like this. You're laying in your friend's bed. Maybe not your friend, but your partner's bed. You get up and you're shitting streaks on my good linen. I said good linen. I know I bought it at Target for like $15. But that's not the point. That's my money. And I don't want to wash your doo-doo stains off my blanket. Well, I guess I would if it was my boyfriend. But there would be a reason behind that. And okay? Okay? I'm not doing that if we was just doing that. Okay, that is unacceptable. And if you really felt like there was a bowel movement, pretending it didn't happen is never the solution for anything. Comments. Reddit is where I found out that some men don't wash their butthole in the shower because they think touching their butthole is gay. Which is the fact that your mind is so obsessed with it. Sis, I know where you stand. Okay, I know your secrets. And the closet, she's transparent. One person replied that, said, my cousin believed that as a teenager. It makes zero sense. We would give him shit all the time. I guess not literally. While away in the military, he discovered he is gay and he loves ass play. See, that proves it. And that's what we call a test friends. Because it's like you don't want to touch it. Why? You afraid you might like it? It's just what is it's not even it's you wipe your butt. I say you wipe your butthole. Some people don't even do that. Not a lot of people. I think men have gotten a little better about that, but some people don't even wipe. You're afraid. What's the fear? You're afraid you're gonna like it. Open up, sweetheart. Spread your legs like an eagle. Tell the truth. Oh my gosh. Man. Wild. Story number 2. Okay. Next story. 28-year-old male, found possible cheating. 25-year-old female was his partner. Evidence. Okay. Excuse me. What's that from? Oh, they not like us. That's funny. Wow. Kendrick, hire me. My 28-year-old male girlfriend, 25-year-old female, cheated on me with a coworker. Not a There's something low down and dirty about sleeping with someone I work with. Doing with a friend, we're always in the same kind of circles. That's one thing. That's also it's disgusting either way. Doing with a friend that you're friends with, like someone I work with. I don't know. There's something extra because I feel like you ain't got a real connection. You was just trying to be messy, you know? Maybe you don't know. That's how I feel. It hurts either way, but there's something about I'm like like it feels dirty if you do it with my coworker. Like you didn't have to do that. You have to do it anyway. All right. Off topic. Romantic texting, hanging out after work, except after you worked, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's an extra level of you ain't shit. Like, you a low down bitch. It's given that kind of behavior. I discovered this about 6 weeks ago. Since then, we've been super up and down. Well, you should have been up and out. Okay, can I get a witness? Just trying to see if we can make it work. She has been open and honest about the situation, allegedly, and I thought we were really starting to make headway on this. Then last night, I get home super late. She's already asleep. I pick up her phone and see, hey, lowercase all letters, message from a name I do not recognize. Clicking on the thread, I see 3 messages. So, message number 1. So, we aren't going to hang out anymore? Ugh, eyes up, rolling emoji, July 17th. 2, question mark, July 28th. 3rd, we got a break in between. Hey, yeah, this was done 6 hours ago. All right. Hey, question mark in a box. October 7th. So clearly nothing has taken place for a while. But what took place? IDK. Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm putting it together. Messages had to have been deleted, right? Anymore? It's possible. I did find through the name and number that it's a different coworker. When we say for the streets, this is the definition. That's wild. Ooh, child. She is currently at work. I'm about to explode at home. Is this something I confront her about? You don't even need to confront her. Take a shit, put it outside, and say, you know what you did. You know what? You want to go work for the company. Then you can sleep with anyone you want. But don't worry, you won't have a boyfriend there. Actually, don't tell her to work at your job. That's terrible advice. Do I just monitor it since I'm already discovered real infidelity and we've been rebuilding since? You say it's been up and down. Here's my thing. If you're the person that cheated in a relationship, you are the person that should be taking the lead in creating the trust again. And that doesn't mean that your opinion no longer matters. It's like, well, I get to do what I want because you cheated on me. I'm like, I don't think that's the answer to rebuilding a relationship. But there is something to say about I understand that I'm the one that needs to step up continuously. You found out about this 6 weeks ago. So the fact that someone else was texting you from her job and she didn't let you know, right? Saying hey, I'm going to be open and honest. You wouldn't have found that out on her phone. Whether or not messages were deleted, you would have known, just saying hey, just so you know, someone else at your job is trying to hit on me. I'm not engaging in it. I will block it. But just so you know, this is the person. That's what someone that would want to rebuild with you would do. There wouldn't be all these, unless the ups and downs are coming from you, I would especially if after a few weeks, I would not try to be the combative one. I would be doing everything in my power. There's a difference between like, oh my gosh, I've been really trying, but they're being very resistant. Like that's part of the process that you're agreeing to as a person that made the mistake. And especially someone that like was doing the things you were doing behind their back. You don't get to complain after 6 weeks, in my opinion. 6 months, and you don't feel like any progress has been made. Maybe 6 years. Why are you still in it? Just leave. There's no reason for this amount of time that you shouldn't have known about this. That these things should still be tumultuous. I get that you're still working through things, but it's giving. She's still arguing with me. I guess I'm implying that. I am implying that. I I feel like I might be putting it. It's not me, but someone I know. Maybe I'm putting in a little bit of that onto it. Maybe. Oh, the first comment. How about you leave or you plan to play detective for the rest of your life? I know that's right. That's a hard thing too. Like sometimes you have to realize after being cheated, you have to ask yourself the question, do I think that I will be able to move past this? Because if you plan on having a relationship beyond this, you have to say, I plan on being able to have trust in the future. It doesn't have to be now. I don't think that there's necessarily a set timeline, but there should be something that like makes sense. You have to say like, do I believe that there are things my partner can do, and there are things that we can address in our relationship to make sure that this doesn't happen again. If you feel like the answer is genuinely yes, then that's great. Like, what did she not actually meet up with him? Was she talking to him, but then you realize you weren't showing up as much? Does that allow her to do that? No, but maybe it's like hey, you need to be honest with me when I'm not stepping up, and I will do my best to make sure that you don't have to have that conversation because I know when we're not spending enough time together or quality time, even when you're asking me for it, right? Where it's like, it's not my fault you cheated, but here's what we can do to ensure this doesn't happen again. And I feel confident we could do that. If you don't, then why are you staying? Some people like love is illogical. You can't think, but I still love this person. You got to think, do I think that they're going to change? Do I think that I could get over this? And if the answer is no to either of them, just leave. Just leave. You'll find someone else. I know I'm single and I've been single for a while. It's like you say you find someone else, but you haven't found someone. First of all, eat my ass, you raggedy bitch. Secondly, it's better to be single and happy with who you are and not looking like a damn fool on the internet and in front of your friends and family because everybody knows what's going on and at your office, okay? Yo, the people you work with, the guy in operations looking at you saying, cuck. That was wild. All right, final story. Ooh, y'all have been loving these today. Okay, last one is going to be, is it bad that I, 19-year-old female, don't want to be with someone, female who's 23, who's been with all my friends? I don't think that's bad, but let's see what your story is and what Reddit has to say. A while ago, 19-year-old female, became friends with a girl, 23-year-old female at my uni. I quickly developed a crush on her because she's cool, smart, and obviously hot. As our friendship went on, she kept making jokes about us hooking up, which I chose not to take seriously because that's not uncommon in friendships. Um, um, that I don't make those jokes with my friends. I make those jokes with people that casual acquaintances that I might want to hook up with. If I was at a bar, I might say that. I don't think I've ever said that to a friend, and I don't think I ever will, because that's messy. It's not. It's good, especially in today's time. And people are like, I just want to kiss my friends. Like, sure, great, amazing. I think that it's healthy to have friendships that are just platonic, especially with people that you're sexually attracted to. I think it is a important thing, and people that aren't able to have that have tumultuous relationships because there's always blurred lines that people don't want to talk about, and there's enough ambiguity where you can excuse yourself from accountability. Ooh, let me say, there's enough I'll be saying some stuff and I'm like, that came from Jesus. There's enough ambiguity in the relationship to allow you to escape accountability. Keep that in mind sometimes, friends. Just keep it in mind. It doesn't mean it applies to you, but it could. Last weekend, her and a bunch of my other friends went drinking. I wasn't there because I had family plans and I don't drink. Anyway, she ended up hooking up with one of my friends, which at first bummed me out because of how much I liked her. Sure. However, keep in mind, I'm not saying that they're right or wrong if you both kind of liked each other, but that's there's a difference between like kind of crushing on someone. It doesn't mean that she exclusively had to like you. She could have also naturally been crushing on someone else in the group. It's not fair for you to just and that other person could also have been crushing on them. Did you tell the other person they were crushing on them that they slept with? Is that person bound, right? If you don't make your feelings known, I get it's upsetting, but um actually, you didn't say that you, like, crashed out. You just said you were bummed out. Yeah, but I think that's what I wanted to say. I think those feelings are very fair. I think for me, I take away the lesson of, like, this is why it's important to, like, not play house. And as someone who has played house and thinking like, "No, we're on the same page," or "It feels this way," or like, "How could they not?" Don't do that. Don't make assumptions for how other people think. If you like this person, you feel like there could be something, say something and be intentional about it. If you're okay with it being flirty, oh, that's okay too. But just know that it could turn out like this, right? Be prepared for the outcome because you'll know how the out. You think about like if this thing were to happen, how would I feel about it? Would I feel okay? Would I not? Once it actually happens, you might feel differently. But if you don't ask yourself that question, um, you are going to have put yourself in a lot of painful situations. Um, Hurt me because of how much I liked her, but soon I found out she's actually hooked up with she's actually hooked up with almost every guy in our friend group. I see. That doesn't take away what I said before, but your friend is messy. And that's why she was flirting with you and just keeping it light. And that's why you probably flirting back. Um, which I'm not saying this is right or wrong. If you said this before that I'm kind of interested in you, and like you could have, and she said no, you could have already started to wean yourself off so that way it doesn't hurt as much. If you maybe talk to a friend about it, it'd be like, oh, well, you talk to the right friend and be like, oh, we used to like hook up and stuff, and maybe you find that out that way. I'm trying to figure out how you found out afterwards. Maybe you were talking to a friend about it, and then you found out. Um, yeah, I think that's the why it's important to like set expectations beforehand, especially when you start to feel that kind of stuff. Now she's made it clear that she'd like to pursue something with me afterwards, right? Because now she finds out you're not interested, and it's like, no, 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 I am interested in you. I just wanted to do it with all these other people too, which is fine if you were on the same page about it. It's important, right? And first of all, if that was the case where she knew she always wanted to be with you, her sleeping with your friend is like dirty. Like that's just not appropriate. Like if it's like no, it's open. Oh, you're interested in me? Like maybe I could. Yeah, yeah. Like I'd be interested in you. I'm interested in like a lot of people. There's a difference between like openness and I'm still gonna get mine before this becomes solidified, right? I know, and that's happened to me before, where someone was like, "Oh, you're using me as this placeholder until someone comes along or something like along those lines." And I honestly don't think I'm interested anymore. Is that bad? No, that's not bad. Um, especially if they know she was your friend and they slept with your friend and knowing that they wanted to be with you, that doesn't feel good, right? Also, if they wanted to be with you, you'd hope they voice that. But also, I have to look at you and say, if you wanted to be with them, you should have voiced that as well. This whole like playing coy and that kind of stuff, and especially when you're like, it's fine if friends. You have this philosophy. You have this philosophy. It's fine if friends flirt with each other and talk about hooking up, especially if we're like both attracted to each other. Like, you see how that turns out. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Let me see what this comment says. Now she's made it clear that she'd like to pursue something with me, and I honestly don't think I'm interested anymore. Is that bad? Nope, it's completely normal for many monogamous people to not want a partner who will casually work through their entire contact list. I think that's a fair-ish comment. I don't care about how many people you slept with. Sometimes it's just who you slept with. Like you slept with one of my best friends. That's going to be very awkward for me to deal with. But you just like yeah, I slept with half the people. I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I don't care. So like saying the people that are connected to you and just knowing that can be a little weird and awkward. If it's like one or two people, sure, but like if it's your whole friend group, that's kind of weird. I don't agree with that whole the placement on it being related to monogamy. I know people in open relationships, they're like just not my friends, right? I think that in itself just feels like an icky thing, if that makes sense. But I know this is not the a-hole, but I just hope that you took a lesson about um the messiness that comes from not keeping boundaries in your own friendships, right? You see how that can turn out. And two, not being direct and upfront and asking questions when you know you like someone. Um, and knowing that you don't have to do that, but if you don't do that, you suffer several consequences. And for the other person, don't don't be sleeping with people that you're actually interested in friends, because that's a terrible way to actually be with someone that you actually are interested in. Because if it wasn't the friend group, it was just random people, I don't think they would care as much. So that's on you. Both of y'all need to learn. All right, friends, that's all for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe, just for that last one. Tell me your thoughts about, like, is it hard being with someone who's been with someone that's been your friend? Y'all probably don't want to write that. You're like, I keep it that secret to the grave. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Bye.